All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another session of Hunter x Hunter. Sorry for being late. I kind of was messing with Borderlands a little bit because the newest update just dropped today. I'll check it out a little bit later on today to see what the horrors of Kairos are supposed to be bringing us and the changes to loot and gear because the crit knife has been nerfed. It went from 100% chance for 5 seconds over the course of 5 seconds to a 30% chance over 5 seconds. So that's just one of many things. But for today, we got a bit of a long one because this volume has, volume 12 has chapter 104 all the way to 115. So it's going to be a bit of a hefty read. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to more Hunter x Hunter. Today we're going to be checking out volume 12 of the series that, as I said before, includes chapters 104 all the way to 115. Now, to give you a little bit of a recap of what happened in the last volume, we had basically the entire Phantom Troop just ransacking the entire auction. Yo, Sonic the Hedgehog, welcome! It's been a while. Yes, it has. I hope life has been treating you well. It's good to see you again. Last we left out on Volume 11 of Hunter x Hunter, the Phantom Troop just started massacring all of the Mafia. Illumi apparently killed all of the Dons, and they're causing the auction to go forward so that the Phantom Troop can basically just steal all of the stuff. We had Crollo fighting Zeno and Silva. Come to find out, it was all a ruse. And so as far as the Mafia knows, the Phantom Troop has been completely decimated and destroyed. Turns out it's a fake, not real. They just chillin'. And at the end of the volume, we have Nobunaga who's questioning Crollo because Nobunaga wants to stay in the city and find the chain dude. He wants to find Kurapika because Nobunaga was really good friends with Uvogin. However, Crollo's all like, yeah, it's time for us to move on. But Nobunaga doesn't want to do that. And what happens next is Nobunaga looking like he wants to face off against the leader of the Phantom Troop. So let's see what happens in chapter 104, September 4th, part 3. And not only that, but Crollo was also questioning Nobunaga, saying like, I'm going to ask you some questions and don't lie. And he starts with, when's your birthday? And Nobunaga is looking at him weird. Huh? When were you born? September 8th, 1970. Blood type, B. Name? Nobunaga Hazama. You know this already. What's next? That's all. Now write it all down on this paper. And Crollo just hands him a piece of paper. I haven't been reading the manga, so this will be my first time joining a Hunter x Hunter reading session. By all means, I hope you enjoy yourself. So, chapter 104, September 4th, part 3. And Crollo starts using his Nen ability because I completely forgot. His ability is to copy the abilities of other people. And what he copied when he was with Neon is her fortune-telling Nen ability. Because that very same angel-like creature thing that appears around Neon when she's giving fortunes appears around Crollo as well. Forever set, a precious moon is lost. The others mourn him with ceremony grand. The wolf alone misses out on morning frost, and seeks frost moon's shadow across the land. Harvest barren, wine-spilled lovers slumber, beside the bloody scarlet eyes. Though cut in half shall be your number, unhindered still the spider flies. And Nobunaga's just looking at this script of paper that sits on, and looking at this poem that's in front of his eyes. Looking utterly bewildered. Then Crollo continues. It's an ability to foretell the future. I stole it from a girl. Here's my fortune. She'd never heard of us. She was the one who predicted that we'd raid the auction. Her patrons included several of the Dons. And then Franklin goes, "Now it all makes sense." And then Shizuku,
What was Nobunaga's fortune?
"You'll have to ask him. My hand wrote it by itself. I don't know what it says." And then Nobunaga's looking at it. And everyone's looking confused. The woman with the business suit and Phaeton. "The fortunes take the form of a poem with 4 or 5 quatrains. Quatrains? Quatrains? I never said that word before. Please forgive me. The fortunes take the form of a poem with 4 or 5 quatrains. They described events for each week of the month." And then we have, I already forgotten this dude's name. The one that has like the cell phone that can control people. I literally already forgot his name. "What's it say, Nobunaga?" And Nobunaga goes, 5 of us will die next week." And everyone's quiet. And Franklin goes, "Who?" "Don't know. I can't figure out what it all means. I can just make out the second poem about the spider losing half its number. It's talking about us, isn't it? Uvo plus 5 more makes half." Then Shizuku looks at it.
Let me see.
And she's looking at it with Franklin. And then Crollo again. "My fortune said the same thing. The others would probably get similar results." And then Shizuku looks at Crollo and goes,
Crollo, could you do my fortune?
"Forever set." It's saying the same thing. Oh, wait. No, it's different. "Forever set, a precious moon is lost. The others mourn him with ceremony grand. But lonely not be the moon of frost. Soon your blood will join his grave of sand. In the chamber of treasure ill-gotten, there is no choice but endless sleep. Your greatest fear should solitude be, lest upon your lonesome form he creep."
I knew it. I'll be the one to die next week.
"Are you sure?"
Yeah, I only have poems for the first 2 weeks. Pakunoda and Shalnark will die too.
Ah, there's the name, Shalnark. Shalnark is the dude with the phone. And Pakunoda is the one that can use his own Nen ability to copy items.
Pakunoda and Shalnark will die too. I don't know who Scarlet Eyes is, though.
How did you figure it out?
The Frost Moon is November. Uvo was number 11. The other names are also months.
Yes. The Harvest Moon is September. Wine Moon is August. And Lover's Moon is June. They correspond to our tattoos. And Barren, Spilled, and Slumber symbolize death. Then we get Finks. Scarlet Eyes isn't one of us. I bet it's the chain dude. And that gets everyone's attention.
Scarlet Eyes. Yeah, I remember now. So one of them survived.
Will he die too? Don't know. It says he's only bloody. And then Nobunaga's looking. And then it cuts to Shalnark. There'll be too many dead if we keep chasing the chain dude. Get it now? Your ability and mine can be easily replaced, but Shizuku's and Pakunoda's are rare. We can't afford to lose them. Today is the first Saturday of September. If we go home today, we aren't likely to see the chain dude next week. The best thing about these fortunes is that they tell us how to avoid catastrophes. If we leave without a fight, they won't come true. And then Nobunaga's realizing. Nobunaga, you and Uvo both volunteered to lay your lives on the line for the rest of us. Dying was a risk you were willing to take. Yeah. Shizuku, Paku, and Shal are in charge of recon and cleanup. They're vital to all of us and to our operations. It's your job to protect them. Or am I wrong? And Nobunaga doesn't say anything. Which stupid thing is in the way. I can't even see what you're saying. Which page am I on? I am on, because I'm reading from Viz, because I always read from Viz. I am on pages 8 and 9 of chapter 104. It's your job to protect them. Or am I wrong? And Nobunaga takes all this in. Which of us is being selfish? You or me? And Nobunaga doesn't say anything. Do you have anything else to say? And then it's raining outside, and Nobu just goes, no. Then we cut back to the hotel room with Gon and company. And Gon goes,
What do we do?
Because, mind you, in the last chapter also, Kurapika explained the conditions of his Nen abilities and why he can only use it against the Phantom Troop. So it's not something he could easily show to Gon, because if he does, and use it against someone who isn't part of the Phantom Troop, he'll die. That is literally the conditions of his specializations.
What do we do?
There's no time to lose. We should act now. Yes, that woman may be a threat, but their leader is dead. Like Gon said, I'll focus on getting back the eyes of my brethren. And then we get Hisoka, who's texting someone, and Kurapika gets a message. And he's just filled with shock as Hisoka says, the corpses are fake. Letting them know that the corpses are not real! And it continues to rain, and that's the end of chapter 104. Onwards to chapter 105. We're going all the way to 115, so we got a ways to go today. Chapter 105, September 4th, Part 4. And then we get Leorio speaking to Kurapika as he's preparing to head out. What's the matter? Hey, Kurapika! Hey! Was it from Hisoka? And that's Killua. Yes. He said the corpses are fake. One of them has the ability to make fake copies. Like the guy at Heaven's Arena.
Castro! He created his double!
This changes everything. Yes, this is very bad. A conjurer could definitely do something like that. Why didn't I think of it before? Darn it! And Kurapika just stomps his foot just a little bit. And he starts sweating a little. Then Killua, now what? We'll do anything to help. And then Kurapika, someone calls Kurapika on his phone again.
Kurapika?
Hello?
Kurapika, it's me.
Melody, what is it?
The Mafia gave up looking for the rest of the troop.
And then it cuts to Neon and everyone, and Basho and everyone else who are there.
They just found out that the troop were from Meteor City. The Dons themselves gave the command to stop the pursuit.
And it shows Neon looking at the Scarlet Eyes that Kurapika won in the auction against Zelfin? I forget the fat dude's name that tried to kill Kurapika but failed. Was that Hisoka? No, someone from work. The Mafia is no longer after the troop. What? They've canceled the reward money as well.
But why?
And then it rains, and then Kurapika explains the whole Meteor City thing.
Meteor City?
The people there don't officially exist. It's a long story. Meteor City began as an internment camp set up by a dictator. Now they say it's the most diverse place on Earth. Anyway, it's become a political void. No nation wants to interfere in its business. They say that close to 10 million people live off the waste that's left there. But that waste includes gold and weapons provided by a certain organization. The Mafia community. And that gets both Gon's and Killua's attention.
What? But I thought the troop was... Wait a minute!
And then we get Leorio. In return, the Mafia gets valuable personnel. People with no official records are perfect for crime. Meteor City and the Mafia had the ideal partnership until the troop destroyed it. Meteor City is different from other cities, and even in such a place, the troop may be special. Ah, Pakunoda. Okay, my bad. Pakunoda isn't the person who can copy things. Pakunoda is the woman in the business suit. Sorry, my bad, I got them mixed up. Chapter 105, September 4th, Part 4. Pakunoda, Specialist. She can read memories by touching people and objects, psychometry. By firing conjured bullets that are loaded with those memories, she can implant them in others, but if a bullet hits the person from whom the memories were read, he loses those memories. And then we cut back to the Phantom Troop. I'll write everyone's fortunes. They might help us avoid danger. Write down your name, birthday, and blood type. And then Phaeton goes, I don't know my birthday. And then Finks goes, blood type? No idea. And then Clorolo's all like, ugh. Then Hisoka's looking and he doesn't say anything. Machi's looking at hers, Franklin's looking at his. Then we get Hisoka's. With eyes of red, a customer comes to call. Half of him an angel, the other death. Secrets of the moons, go ahead, tell him all. Those of the frost moon he awaits with bated breath. On the day of sun, under this customer's care, alone with the man of cross reversed. Removed from the calendar is the false hair. With 6 months gone, the year is cursed. Woo! Following pages, even though it's paraphrased for you, got it. You must be looking at a fan site then. Well, don't worry. What I'm reading for is the official, so that way you can just follow on just as well. But Hisoka's eyes kind of darken, and then Paku's looking like, what does yours say? Let me see. And Hisoka still has a solemn look on his face, and the rest of the troop is looking at him. I'd advised against it. You wouldn't take it well. Just show me. Here. And then he hands it over to Paku. And Chrollo's looking. And then Paku's looking at his fortune while Hisoka is flipping through cards. Then something catches her eye as Hisoka takes a card out. And that's the end of chapter 105. Okay, we're getting through these chapters kind of quick with the way we're doing this. Not bad. Not bad. That was the end of chapter 105. Onwards to chapter 106. Chapter 106, September 4th, part 5. And Paku is looking at his fortune. Everyone, look at this. And everyone's looking at it. And Franklin has it and he goes, what the? Chrollo's looking, and then we get the same spiel again. A red-eyed customer comes into view. Of bartering and sweet deals he croons. The sword of law he plunges into you, and makes off with secrets of the moons. The 11-legged spider longs for home. 5 more legs shall break before it's done. But from your shelter you must not roam, for of those 5 lost you shall be one. And then Hisoka is silent. And then Shizuku is going,
A red-eyed customer and the secrets of the moons.
So, there's more than one moon. And then Nobunaga runs over. And goes, let me see. And he's looking, and he gets angry, and his eyes shadow over. Hisoka. And he draws his sword. Did you sell out Uvo? Answer me! And then it just shows the panels of Nobu, Hisoka, and Chrollo. And Hisoka just continues to flip his cards. I'll take that as a yes! And before he can run over and try to gut Hisoka, Shalnark and Franklin get in his way. Get out of my way! Wait, let's hear him out. There's nothing to talk about! Calm down. Chrollo said there are ways to avoid the events in the fortune. Hisoka, tell us about this week. I can't. But I will say that what the first poem said is true. Hear that? And then Franklin and Nobunaga wants to cut Hisoka down. Hear that? Now hold on. And then Shalnark. Why can't you tell us? Because it would amount to telling you what I can't say. Therefore, I can't tell you. But it's not that I won't tell. I can't say anything more. If you won't accept that as an answer, then I'm prepared to defend myself. Crollo's face looks kind of shadowed over just from the front a little bit, but he's not moving. And everyone is just looking in Hisoka's direction, especially Nobunaga. But then he sheaths his sword and goes, "Forget it. You're a pain to fight." Yeah, like that would stop me! And then it cuts to Nobunaga, who rushes towards Hisoka, sword drawn, and Hisoka's preparing to fight as well. Then all of a sudden, Nobunaga's standing there, and then in that same instance, in a dual copy of that panel, he's suddenly gone, realizing that he's no longer directly in front of me. Not front of me, but he's no longer in front of Nobunaga, no longer in front of Hisoka. He's switched spaces. And Crollo hasn't moved, but his book is out. Did he just teleport? Wait, was I the one? And Crollo says, "Nobunaga, be quiet for a minute." And he shuts up. And then Finks goes, "Was that Crollo's doing?" And then Machi goes,
Must be. Don't know what ability that was, though.
and Hisoka doesn't move either, and he's quiet. And then Crollo speaks. "Hisoka, I'm going to ask you some questions. You don't have to answer if you can't. What secrets did the chain dude steal? People's abilities. How many did he steal? 7. No, 8. You, Uvogin, Shizuku, Machi, Franklin, Pakunoda, Shalnark, and me make 8. What's the chain dude's ability? I can't say. What does he look like? I can't say. What's your relationship to him? I can't say." And Nobunaga is getting more and more upset that Hisoka won't answer these specific questions. "You found out Cortopi's ability just yesterday." Cortopi is the one who can copy stuff. All right, I got them all. Cortopi. I knew it was a weird name for the dude with the hair all over his face. Hi, Dragon. Hi. Hello, how are you? But yeah, everyone else. Okay, so Shalnark is the dude with the phone. Pakunoda is the one with the business suit, the woman in the business suit. Machi is the one with the threads. Franklin is the one with the machine gun fingers. Nobunaga is Nobunaga. Phaeton is the one with the big old collar over his face. Shizuku is the one with the big old super vacuum. And Uvogin used to be alive. So I got them all now. I got them all. Good. Because I'd hate to forget anyone else's. Oh, and Finks is the one dude that literally ripped into Killua's ankles. So, yeah, there's him. "You found out Cortopi's ability just yesterday." "That's right." And everyone's looking confused. "I see." And then it just shows no one's saying anything. Crollo's not saying anything. Hisoka's not. Nobunaga's not. Machi or Finks. "The chain dude has at least 2 abilities. The first is the ability he used to capture Uvo. The other is restricting Hisoka's actions. Judging by the words, the sword of law, it forces a person to obey a set of rules. Like, don't reveal anything about me, or don't lie to me. This is just my guess, but I think the enemy has planted something inside Hisoka." And Hisoka still isn't saying anything. "The poem mentions bartering, yet the customer makes off with his secrets. The sword of law attacked Hisoka and forced him to betray us." And it shows Hisoka, he starts, I won't say his heart starts racing, but he starts getting all up in his feelings as his eyes start to slowly roll up into his head a little bit. "Ah, yes. I knew you were brilliant. I'm going to enjoy killing you." And Hisoka, okay, so in the way that this panel is showcasing, Hisoka's getting just as excited as he was when he was imagining fighting Gon when Gon got stronger. Calm down, Hisoka! Get this boy some water!
I knew you were brilliant. I'm going to enjoy killing you.
Then back to Crollo.
This sword binds Hisoka. I don't know if it's a conjured sword or a manipulated. A conjured sword or a manipulated one. I don't know if it's a conjured sword or a manipulated one, but the ability is very forceful.
And then we get Shalnark.
Let's review. The enemy uses chains. A manipulator would be using real chains. If he's a conjurer, he killed Uvo with Nen chains.
Then Shizuku.
Is there a difference?
A big one. A conjurer can appear to be empty-handed. That's a huge advantage. A manipulator can only exert his power through people or objects, so he can never be without his weapon of choice. The object would need to be something he's used for years, or it won't be as effective. Losing the preferred weapon is often fatal.
Then Shizuku again.
Oh yeah, conjurers have to do lots of image training, but once they've learned that, they can make their weapon appear at will.
Then Finks.
Would conjured chains have even worked against Uvo?
Sure, if strong restraints were applied, the conjurer could paralyze his target or put him to sleep. Our problem is the ability that's binding Hisoka.
Wouldn't a sword of law force him to keep a promise?
Yeah, he's probably being forced to follow the orders Crollo talked about. Plus, maybe don't attack me as well. Hisoka would probably die if he broke his promise.
And it shows Hisoka standing there with like his little Nen aura around him as well.
Of course, there's no sign of a sword of law anywhere in Hisoka's body. The real fortune was overlaid with Hisoka's texture surprise.
Hisoka made up the fortune that everybody... Oh! This is the narrator.
Of course, there's no sign of a sword of law anywhere in Hisoka's body. The real fortune was overlaid with Hisoka's texture surprise. Hisoka made up the fortune that everyone read. The only thing that was true was that he told Kurapika about their abilities, and he only revealed 2 of them, Uvogin's and Shizuku's, not all 8. Hisoka doesn't know the full extent of everyone's abilities. For example, Hisoka only knows that Pakunoda is a specialist who can read memories by touching her target. She can also attack with conjured bullets called memory bombs, but only she and Crollo know about them. The other spiders all have similar aces in the hole. They know from experience that any information about them could mean life or death if it ever got out. And Hisoka is no exception. Only Machi knows about Hisoka's texture surprise, and she assumes he uses it on his own body. But he can reproduce, for example, the surface of human and animal skin, plants, metals and minerals, fabrics, dyes, and pencil markings. He can reproduce more than 1,000 textures on any flat surface. He reproduced the texture of the paper and the ink that Crollo used. First, he covered the real fortune with the texture of a blank piece of paper, then he reproduced the writing with the texture of ink. Thus, the fortune was altered.
So everyone, yo, Shonen Sensei, the legend is back. Welcome back. So Hisoka just fooled the entire troop using his own Nen abilities. So the poem we read before, I was thinking like, oh, suddenly the poem changed, but it's not the case. Hisoka gave them a false fortune using his own Nen abilities, and they're going off of that knowledge, so they are none the wiser.
Thus, the fortune was altered.
We are on chapter 106. We're about to get close to finishing chapter 106.
If Crollo hadn't picked up on Hisoka's clues, Hisoka might have alienated the others and even gotten killed. It was a dangerous gamble. He risked it all to stall the troop at Yorknu so he could fight Crollo. Hisoka's obsession trumps everything else. I'm staying here. There are things I want to do before I die. I'm not leaving my shelter.
And then we get Crollo speaking.
Uvo, Hisoka, Shizuku, Pakunoda, Shalnark, and one more makes half of us. So no one else's fortune predicted death. Then it must be either me, Phaeton, or Kortope.
We didn't have enough data to have our fortunes read.
Given our backgrounds, we're lucky we got as many fortunes as we did.
That's true. And then Shalnark.
Crollo, what are we going to do? Do we stay or leave?
And then it shows, just randomly, out in the city, Killua's brother going, what to eat? Just standing out there amidst the rain. But then we have Crollo looking, then Nobunaga, who's apparently possibly looking over at Hisoka, Hisoka looking, and Crollo gives his final answer.
Let's stay.
And that's the end of chapter 106. Onwards to chapter 107. We're doing good timing-wise. Chapter 107, September 4th, Part 6. And Killua.
We stop right here. Why? You were so gung-ho before. That's because there's no point anymore. Why's that? There's no reward, so we'd be risking our lives for nothing. That's true, but it's not pointless to capture the troop. What happened to your goals? Why are we here? To get Green Island. Right. The auction is the day after tomorrow. We should be raising money. Actually, I had an idea about the game. Huh? What is it? I can't say yet.
Don't be such a tease! And then Killua puts him in the arm lock. Have I watched the anime? Yes, but this was like years ago. This was around the time when I first created my Discord server and got a Discord account. This was many years ago. So I don't really remember every single thing that happened with the series. I'll probably watch the anime again once I get to the point where the anime cut off and then it continues through the manga. It'll probably be a while though, or I could just watch it up to where I am with the manga and not go farther than that, because I'm actually letting the manga be how I refresh myself on the story of Hunter x Hunter. So, I'll probably watch it again at some point.
Don't be such a tease! I give up! You're really joking me! Leave the game to me, and let's trail the troop a while longer. You better have a real plan. I do. The plan might not be foolproof, but... What's the probability it'll work? Huh? Just give me a guess. What percent? I think 70%. 70? Oh, maybe 60% then?
And then Killua's thinking, this was your first anime, but the new version? The newer version. The newer version back in 2011, I think it was released. That was your very first anime? Not a bad pick, because Hunter x Hunter is goated. The anime very much is. I still have yet to say for the manga, but I am enjoying it. But yeah, good choice for your very first anime. Also, I have another anime for you to check out if you haven't already. Free Ren at Journey's End. It is absolutely beautiful. It is a wonderful anime. If you haven't checked it out, please do. It's very good.
70? Oh, maybe 60% then? It's probably 50-50, but that's still better than having to make 6 billion Jenny in 2 days. Okay, you're in charge of the game. But we can't deal with the troop on our own. We need Karapika's help. Yep.
Chapter 107, September 4th, Part 6. Then we cut back to the hotel room, and it's Karapika and Leorio. Free Ren, you've seen it? Ah, okay. Then you're a person of culture. But it's Leorio and Karapika. What did they say?
I couldn't get a clear answer. I asked about the auction today, but the community hasn't decided about it yet.
Just tell them the spiders are still alive. Maybe they reconsider.
No, it won't make a difference. The Mafia wants to avoid any friction with Meteor City. We can assume their war on the troop is over. All I want to know is whether the auction will be held as scheduled.
Don't tell me. You're going to take them on? Karapika doesn't answer.
Yo, Kitty! It's good to see you. How's it going? It's going quite well. We are on chapter 107 out of, many chapters, because it goes all the way to 115 for this particular reading today. But yeah, today it's good. It's so wonderful. I hope your day has been good. Borderlands updated, so that's another thing.
Don't tell me. You're going to take them on?
And Karapika doesn't answer.
That's insane! How do you plan to do that without the Mafia?
You misunderstand, Leorio. I wasn't counting on their help.
Then Leorio's silent. And then we get going in Killua.
Karapika, let us help! We'll do anything. Just say the word. Come on, say no. The reward has been cancelled. We know. I still want to stop them. I haven't changed my mind. Don't think about it.
And Killua's in his mind. He's just like, don't say yes. Don't think about it.
You'd be putting yourself into mortal danger.
That's only fuel to the fire!
And Killua's all like, stop encouraging him! And then Gon is just like nodding. And he gulps. And it's just Karapika and Gon looking at each other. It's been epic. Just stopped at Five Guys while running errands. Ooh, sounds tasty.
Let's sit down and discuss it.
Okay!
And Killua is just like, why?
Someone needs to stake out the troops' hideout and relay information. I'll do it. We only want the woman called Pakunoda. You can ignore the others. Okay. Be careful. Be careful. I know, I won't push my luck. Really. I need a driver with me. Leorio?
Me? Sure.
You'll be safer with Karapika.
Hey, Killua! It's not like I paused because I was scared. That's exactly what it was. And then Gon goes,
What about me?
You'll create a diversion to get their attention.
And then Killua's all like, what?
Wait, that's dangerous. He'd have to face them again.
Give me a sec. Every single time that garage goes up, that dog is always barking. Like everyone wants to hear him in the mic, even though the mic probably doesn't even pick it up.
Wait, that's dangerous. He'd have to face them again.
That depends. What did you have in mind? The plan is simple. While Gon has the troops' attention, I'll capture Pakunoda and take her away by car. There are too many variables to plan anything more. How you distract them is up to you, Gon. Keep them occupied for at least half a second. Better yet, 1 whole second.
1 second? 1 second?
Yes.
And he's thinking back to when he tried to move within 1 second and a member of the troop grabbed him by the shoulders before he could react.
Keep them occupied for 1 whole second. Could I do it?
Gon, you're the key to this plan. Do you think you can do it?
I'm not sure yet. I'll think about it.
6 more hours. The troop will take action by then if the auction goes ahead as scheduled. Of course, they may already be on the move.
Might as well try and buy some time. Say, why did you suddenly decide to let us help?
Because I'm in more danger now. I have to get rid of Pakunoda at once, no matter what the sacrifice.
Why, you didn't have to tell us about your powers.
And this is Leorio. Read it with Kyushu. Nice, he's a good reader. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That's why I get paid the big bucks. Well, it's getting to big bucks, but that's why I get paid the big bucks.
Why, you little...
And it's both, I think it's both Leorio and Killua, who's thinking this.
You didn't have to tell us about your powers! It's like I'm seeing how ruthless he is for the first time. We'll have to be careful.
And then Gon chimes in.
Kurapika, could you use your Nen dagger on me too?
And that's the end of chapter 107. And Gon wants Kurapika to put a dagger on his heart as well? Onwards to chapter 108. Chapter 108, September 4th, part 7.
Use it?
Weren't you listening? Kurapika will die if he attacks anyone who's not a spider.
Keep it down!
And mind you, they're in a public place, and Leorio is just letting all of this information out. This is the reason why you don't tell Leorio no secrets, because if he gets all emotional, he'll just blab.
Keep it down!
Just then, why is there a Nen dagger in Kurapika's heart?
I said hark. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn king. Me and my grammar today.
But then, why is there a Nen dagger in Kurapika's heart?
My answer will increase the risk.
And then Leorio gets up.
Fine. Come on, Killua.
And then Killua gives Gon the eye, and both Leorio and Killua walk away. And then it's just Gon and Kurapika.
The answer is yes, I can use it on you. Each of my 5 chains has a different function. 2 of them I use against the troop. This one is called Chain Jail. It restrains the target and forces them into Zetsu.
And that's the chain on his middle finger.
I developed it to capture the troop. When I fight them, I use Chain Jail first to restrain them. And this one is called Judgment Jail. I stab the target's heart with this dagger and declare a binding rule. Break it, and they die. As you know, there's a dagger in my own heart. I was planning to use it on myself with the rule, I must never attack anyone who's not in the troop with my chains. But then I thought, what if attacking myself meant breaking the rule? I might be an exception since I'd be setting the rule after I'd stabbed myself, but I couldn't be sure about that. So I qualified it further. I will use Chain Jail only on the spiders. That means the Judgment Chain can be used on others if I so choose. But,
and this gets Gon's attention. We gotta cut the turkey before we can sing that? I know. Don't expect me to sing any Mariah Carey, because I am so tired of that Christmas song. I'm so incredibly tired of it.
But that chain has a condition as well. I can only use it while my eyes are scarlet.
You can turn it on yourself?
I can now. It takes time, though. This condition was necessary, because I am a conjurer. Using the dagger and forcing rules on others are manipulative and emissive abilities. I cannot use them under normal circumstances. Once the conjured chain leaves my hands, it will become too weak to be useful. Staking my life and limiting the range of the attacks were strong enough conditions for Chain Jail. My scarlet eyes enabled me to conjure the Judgment Chain. When my eyes turn scarlet, I become a specialist and can use whatever abilities I've learned to full effect.
And we get a whole page just detailing Kurapika's abilities.
Nen abilities come in 6 basic types. The type determines one's strength and weaknesses. When a conjurer learns abilities other than his own, his level of mastery would look like this. Special, 0%. Manipulation, 60%. Emission, 40%. Enhancement, 60%. Transmutation, 80%. And conjuration, 100%. For example, if Kurapika is a level 10 conjurer, the maximum level of mastery he can attain is level 8 for transmutation, level 6 for enhancement and manipulation, and level 4 for emission. Even after he had learned them, the further they are from his own type, the less strength he would acquire. For example, If Kurapika at level 10 and an emitter at level 4 use the same emissive ability at the same time, the natural emitter would have more effectiveness. However, when Kurapika's eyes turn scarlet, he can use the level 4 emissive ability at 100% with an effectiveness equal to the emitter.
And that's it for the narration.
That went right over my head. So you can stab me with a dagger too, can't you? Go ahead, make up a rule.
I appreciate your dedication. Thank you.
And then Killua and Leorio just appear behind Kurapika and just stoop on the chair he's sitting on.
And then Killua goes, "Can you make 3 of those at once?"
And then Leorio goes, "You can cancel the rule after the mission's complete, right?" We decided we should be in the same boat.
We're part of the plan. Killua, Leorio.
And Kurapika's looking, and both Killua and Leorio go, What do
You say.
I'm trying to do 2 voices at once.
What do you
Say. There we go.
The answer to both your questions is yes. But all 3 of you are making one mistake. I don't intend to use the chain on any of you.
But if Bakunoda catches me again?
Yes, she would find out about me. So, what kind of rule would it have to be? Don't let Pakunoda touch you at all? But you could be killing yourself prematurely. She might not read your memories as soon as she touches you, and even if she did, we could get rid of her before she told the others. Why throw away a chance to strike back?
Both Killua and Leorio just look at each other.
True.
Then why are you telling us all this if it only increases the risk to you?
I wanted to repay you all for your dedication. Even if they find out my secret through you, I won't regret a thing. I've been blessed with good friends.
And Gon is just looking, still sullen.
It's not fair. The pressure of letting down a friend is worse than risking my life.
That was my hope.
And then Gon just starts laughing.
Okay.
And then Killua's smiling, but he's going like,
It's not funny.
And then Kurapika looks at Killua. And Killua looks away with kind of like a slight light blush on his cheek.
Okay, I'm off. Time's a-wasted. Be careful! Leave it to me. I feel more motivated now.
And then lightning flashes, and we cut back to the Phantom Troop's hideout. Then we get Shizuku and her poem. In the chamber of treasure ill-gotten, there is no choice but endless sleep. Your greatest fear should solitude be, lest upon your lonesome form he creep. Then Pakunoda. On a day dark and poorly lit, a simple choice betrayal or pride. In a cramped room you must face it. For the Reaper lingers at your side. Then we get Shalnark's poem. Even just one call you must not make. When needed most, it won't connect. To answer your phone is another mistake. 1 time in 3, the Reaper calls collect. Oh, he must have AT&T then. Then we have Hisoka's. The 11-legged spider longs for home. 5 more legs shall break before it's done. But from your shelter you must not roam. For of those 5 lost you shall be one. And then we get Crollo.
Let's decide the teams. Next week, be sure to avoid being alone. Shizuku, Pakunoda, Machi. Kortopi, Finks, and Phaeton. The No Data Team.
Oh wait, this is Finks going, the No Data Team. Because they're the ones who couldn't give every bit of information to Crollo. Blood type or birthdays, depending on the person.
Nobunaga and Shalnark, you're with me.
Who's this? Banolanov. Okay, this is a tongue twister name.
Banolanov, Franklin, and Hisoka. You stay here.
And then Machi chimes in.
One more thing. Some kids know we're here. They don't seem related to the chain dude, but I'm worried.
kids. Oh, I totally forgot. I nominate them for membership.
Hey, isn't that why I mentioned them? Hey, that isn't why I mentioned them.
And then Crollo's looking kind of confused. And mind you, the rain is still going.
I see. They sound interesting. But it also sounds like they'd never join us. I'll talk them into it. I'll bring them here, so look after them, okay?
And it shows Nobunaga's actually kind of smiling. Gotta head to my next destination. Take care and catch you later. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you for stopping by. You be safe on your journey to your next destination. I'll see you later.
I'll bring them here, so look after them, okay?
Crollo, don't listen to him.
What is it?
Well, it's just a feeling I have, that's all.
A hunch? Your hunches are reliable. We probably shouldn't ignore it. Let's make more dummy hideouts just to be safe. Cortopi, can you make 10 more? I could make 50.
And then we get Killua, who heads to the location of the Phantom Troop, and he goes,
Something's different. Did I get lost? No, it's the right place. But all these buildings sprang out of nowhere.
and Cortopi's Nen ability essentially makes it so he can not only, wow, okay, that's kind of impressive for his Nen ability to make copies not only of out of small objects, but also out of objects that are building size. He can make a copy of a whole building, and they stay that way for 24 hours.
All these buildings spring out of nowhere.
I'll be able to tell if anyone steps foot in them. My copies act as my N tool.
N is a field that works like radar, so if Killua goes near any of them or in any of them, Cortopi will know immediately. And that's the end of chapter 108, onwards to 109. We're more than halfway through, I want to say. Chapter 109, September 4th, Part 8.
I know I was here. This was a wide street yesterday. Now it's crowded with buildings that weren't here before. It has to be some kind of Nen. There could be a trap anywhere.
And then we get Karapika, who's driving with Leorio, and he has like a wig on and a different outfit.
Must be the work of a conjurer.
It blows my mind. Conjuring entire buildings? That was quicker than you thought? Like the whole chapter as a whole? Yeah, it did feel like it breezed kind of fast a little bit, even despite me stepping away.
It blows my mind. Conjuring entire buildings? You can assume there will be traps.
Yeah, it's also proof that they're still here. Problem is, now there are too many areas I can't see. I can only keep watch on 20% from afar.
But you're more likely to run into them if you wander around.
Exactly. I keep wondering what I'll do if I hear their voices. My heart's pounding.
Their voices.
Huh?
Nothing. Go back to your post. I'll call you back in 5 minutes.
And then Karapika dials another number.
Melody, where are you?
Shopping. It's worse than being a bodyguard. Basho's this close to losing it.
And it just shows Basho just sticking with Neon, pushing a whole dolly's worth of stuff.
Sure. Okay, sure. Oh, I want to check out this store too!
And Neon is just stuck in the shopping fever.
Let's go over it one more time. Shal, have you told us everything Uvo told you about the chain dude?
Yeah. We were looking for the pictures of the Nostrade employees on the Hunter website. Uvo recognized the 3 at the top of the page. He left as soon as we looked up their hotels. I kept researching and found out they're bodyguards for Nostrade's daughter.
That was the night of September 1st. I looked up the site yesterday. Here's a picture of the daughter. Oh yeah, you met her and stole her ability.
Here's the list of bodyguards I found. 2 more were added.
Wow.
It got updated yesterday?
It's been a full day since we last checked. Shal, could you look up the list again later?
Aye, aye.
And then we have Franklin. While I'm reading, you're eating mashed potatoes with chicken. Ooh, mashed potatoes sound good right about now.
More than 7 guards just for one girl.
A doting.
A doting dad.
He values the ability more than the girl.
The father got to where he is through his fortune telling. There must be people who aren't happy about that.
Sorry, I had to read that again because I messed up the words.
The father got to where he is through her fortune telling. There must be people who aren't happy about that.
Then Shizuku.
Why is she here in York New?
Probably for the auction.
And then something catches Crollo's attention.
Crollo?
Shizuku. Pakunoda. Yes? You have a point.
Huh?
In other words, I was stupid. I wasn't thinking. Why did Nostrade's daughter come to Yorknew? If I thought about it, we could have found the chain dude sooner.
She's here with her bodyguards to attend the auction.
I looked up her ability and didn't think of anything about it. I didn't think anything of it, but the website said that she collects body parts as a hobby.
Body parts? The Scarlet Eyes!
Right. It's no coincidence that the chain dude got hired by Nostrade.
These Phantom Troop dudes are so smart, it's scary!
It's no coincidence that the chain dude got hired by Nostrade. The chain dude knew that the Scarlet Eyes would be auctioned this year, and that the girl wanted them. He has 2 goals. Revenge and getting his people's eyes back. Were there any Scarlet Eyes, Shal?
I don't know. Sorry. I left the auctioneer on autopilot.
The eyes were there. I made copies of them.
You said your copies function as your N. Can you locate them now?
I can if I touch the originals.
And then the Phantom Troop just starts going through all the stuff that they stole and packaged, and Shizuku finds them.
Found them!
And then, Kortopi touches them.
Got it. That way, 1.5 miles from here.
And Nobunaga automatically starts charging his nen.
You'll find the chain dude there. You'd better hurry. I copied them last night. They'll disappear in a few hours.
Got a map?
And then Crollo starts using his ability and he puts out a map. Here. And Finks gives him a map. And he touches it and goes,
1.5 miles. He's at the Bay Tackle Hotel.
Crollo.
Please.
Crollo, let me go. Please.
And Crollo just looks at Nobunaga and goes,
Fine. But I'm coming with you. And don't wander off alone.
okay!
Paku, Machi, Shizuku, you come with us too. Shao, you switch teams with Kortopi.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
And the troop is going after Kurapika. And we cut to Neon's hotel room. We see the Scarlet Eyes, and we see a whole bunch of dogs. We see a whole bunch of dogs just in there. I see a Dalmatian, I see a Yorkie, I see a Schnauzer. I see all types of dogs in this hotel room now. And then there's a knock at the door. And the one dude with the long ponytail, I forget his name. Scala, I forget his name. He's reading a magazine and goes, "Who is it? Room service. Leave it in the hall. the tips under the door. Then it's quiet. And then he motions for one of the dogs to go over to the door. And first of all, how you get the dog to learn how to undo a lock and then open the door and then have that same dog push in a whole tray of food? And the dogs are sniffing it. And then one dog, I think it's like the Saint Bernard going, "Woof," and then the dude goes, "Okay, let's eat." And they're all eating food. I've got to get another job. This is getting too rough. Eliza wants to quit too. But there aren't many jobs that would feed these guys and keep Eliza happy. And then it cuts to Eliza, a woman who is there with Neon. And then we cut to another location, and it's the rundown buildings that Killua is looking after. And Killua is just sitting there with food, and then his phone rings.
Hello? Hello? Is this Killua? Who are you? I work with Karabika. Look to your left. Hang up the phone and whisper something for me to do.
And then Killua sees someone over across the way. And then Killua hangs up and goes and whispers, "Raise your right hand. Raise your right hand." And then the person raises their hand. And then Killua's all like,
That's one heck of an ear. It'll definitely come in handy.
Meaning that Melody is now there with Killua so that she can help him suss out the Phantom Troop. And then it just shows the Phantom Troop. Machi, Shizuku, Kortopi. I almost drew a blank on his name. Kortopi, Pakunoda, Nobunaga, and Chrollo. And that's the end of chapter 109. Onwards to chapter 10. Only 5 more after that, and then we'll be done with the volume. We're doing pretty good timing-wise, I want to say. Chapter 110, September 4th, Part 9. And the Phantom Troop starts moving. And we have Melody with the hat on. And she's listening while Nobunaga and Chrollo and company move forward.
The Bay Tackle Hotel? Weren't the Nostrade guys staying there? They probably got another room under a different name.
Shao said they checked out on the 3rd.
They're cool-headed.
Then we get Melody.
It's hard to make out the words in the rain, but there definitely are people talking. I can hear 5 or 6 sets of footprints. Some are female.
And it cuts to Killua, who's listening, but he can't hear anything. Then Melody again.
Wow, and I thought Gon and I had good ears. That's because it's my ability.
And then it cuts to an alleyway as they continue to trail I guess they're trailing the Phantom Troop, because it cuts into the city now. We're away from the hideout, and now we're heading into Yorknu.
Karabika must be pretty desperate to ask me for help. Huh? He likes to do everything by himself. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Are you an assassin? I used to be. How'd you know? Your footfalls. I'm right next to you, and they're a stinto.
A stinto, a music term that means barely audible.
Oh, I'm just used to walking silently. What's that? Yours are the quietest I know. It takes skill. I can see why Karabika would count on you for help. Well, it's not like I want to help. Oh, yeah? Stop!
And then Melody stops Killua from moving.
Turn here. They're about 100 yards down this street. You can pick them out from the crowd? Everyone has a unique sound. Wow, she's like a machine. I won't ever need to use Zetsu at this distance. Wait here. I'll go see if it's the woman we want.
And then Killua just starts climbing a building. And then we get the title of the chapter again, but we get Neon Nostrade, Specialist. She predicts the future through quatrains that she writes down unconsciously. The target must handwrite his name, aliases, and handles count. birth date including the year, and blood type on the piece of paper, on which she will write them a poem. A picture of the target's face is necessary if he isn't present. Inauspicious fortunes always contain advice, and misfortune can be avoided if the warnings are heeded. She cannot predict her own future. Now we cut to a car driving, and it cuts to a car driving, and then Gon is on the phone with Killua.
Killua?
Yeah, I found her. She's with the others. There are 6 of them altogether. The guy with the top knot is with them. There's also a guy we didn't see yesterday. I bet he's the ringleader.
Referring to Crollo.
What's he look like?
He has a black coat with a reverse cross on the back. Black hair, slicked back. I can't see his face, but I don't dare check them out from the front. Vigilance is in their blood. As long as they're in a group, there isn't a chink in their armor.
And then it's Kurapika, because he's the one driving.
Let me talk to him. Where are they now?
And yes, Gon is in the car. Gon is in the car with Kurapika. I thought he wasn't in the car, but he actually is.
Where are they now?
By the Motoba building on Continental Street, walking west.
There's a train station up ahead. Think you could get on the same train?
Depends on if it's crowded enough.
Leorio, head south.
Sorry, Leorio's the one who's driving. That's me. I got it wrong again. But Gon is in the car with Leorio and company.
Leorio, head south.
Okay. And then we get to the train yard, and we have Melody.
Melody is in their car.
Why am I yawning? Why am I yawning? I'm not sleepy.
Melody's in their car. I'm in the last one. We're on the Castor line. So a train it is.
Oh wait, Melody's in their car. I'm in the last one. We're on the Castor line.
So a train it is.
But they had a car when they caught us.
And Kurapika's looking, and then we get Leorio.
There's too much traffic downtown. Castor line. Yes, it goes downtown.
That's where the auctions are.
And our hotel, too.
And then it shows the troop in the midst of the crowd while they're in the train station. And Melody is following behind them, keeping a close watch. And then Killua is on the train, and he gets a phone call.
They got off. We're at Lipa Station. They're heading for the Saloma
or Saloma?
They're heading for the Saloma Mall exit.
Uh-oh, that's towards the hotel.
And then we get the dude that's supposed to be looking after the hotel rooms. He gets a phone call going, "Hello? What's up?"
Are you serious?
They found out we got a new hotel. They got a new room.
I'm hightailing it out of here.
Sorry, the luggage gets left behind. And then, but dude is also looking at the Scarlet Eyes. I'd better take these. And then we get them getting to the station, Gon and company getting to the station.
We're at the station.
Should we get a bit closer? A little closer?
Should we get a little closer?
No. Any closer and they might detect my hostility. Gon, I need to be this far from the station, or they'll notice me before I attack. The attack should take half a second to reach them. That's still enough time for them to dodge it, unless they're distracted.
Oh wait, Gon is saying, oh no, wait, that's Kurapika. That's still Kurapika.
That's still enough time for them to dodge it, unless they're distracted.
And then Gon is looking serious, and then he's looking over at him, and then Kurapika spots the troop. Nobunaga, Machi, Shizuku, Pakunoda, Kortopi, and lastly, Kurolo.
Which way to the hotel?
And this is Shizuku. And then Kurapika goes,
It's the spiders.
and then dude that's supposed to be looking over the hotel room, name escapes me, running with the Scarlet Eyes. And that's the end of chapter 110. Onwards to chapter 111! And then chapter 111, September 4th, part 10. And Cortopi goes, "It's moving. It's coming down slowly.
Must be an elevator, so they're leaving.
Let's hurry."
And dudes get in the elevator trying to escape.
We're going to capture them together. Stay close so everyone can keep up. Pakunoda, you'll ask them about Uvo. Got it. After that, Nobunaga, they're all yours.
And Nobunaga just has this straight on, like, this stern face.
Go.
And the Phantom Troop starts moving immediately. And it shows a map where it shows a map that shows where everyone is. So Neon and company are in a separate location shopping. We have the dude with the scarlet eyes trying to get out of the hotel with the Phantom Troop getting closer to him. Zepile, for some reason, is in one section of the city. They decided to showcase that. Killua's brother is on the far off away from the city as well. The remaining Phantom Troop members are staying in the cluster of houses, the cluster of buildings that Cortopi copied. They're resting there, while Killua is trailing the Phantom Troop, who's not too far, and so is Gon, Kurapika, and everyone else. They're all close together, so it shows them, but the Phantom Troop is already running.
They're running toward the hotel, and fast. Can we beat them there? It's almost rush hour. They might be faster than a car.
Can we beat them there?
It's almost rush hour. They might be faster than a car.
Kurapika!
And then Kurapika gets out the car.
Leorio, wait here until I call you. Gon!
Kurapika, wait! I got an idea! Hey!
And then it cuts back to Killua and Melody.
Kurapika, we're outside. Melody says they're going northwest.
I'm already in pursuit.
On foot? Wait, that's a really bad idea! They'll catch on! Hey! He hung up on me!
And it shows people just walking normal. They got umbrellas and everything. They just chilling. People walk with their umbrellas. And it shows the Phantom Troop. Literally, it shows something go past a person's face. And then it shows the Phantom Troop moving fast enough to where they are literally running along the walls at high speeds. And they are jumping all over the place. They are literally just rebounding everywhere, just off of the walls. And then one woman looks like,
What was that?
and another woman goes,
Ninjas!
and it has the symbol for the Leaf Village above her head, because I believe around this time, Naruto was also out.
It's moving at 25 miles per hour towards 2 o'clock.
They must have gotten into a car.
And then the dude with the scarlet eyes and the dogs, because he brought all the dogs with him, goes,
Phew, that's it. I thought I'd wait until I got another job, but this is my last day.
Leorio, where's Gon?
He took off after Kurapika. I was told to wait, but I can't sit here. I'm driving towards the hotel, but traffic's slow. Fine, we'll go after Kurapika too.
Fine, we'll go after Kurapika too. Ah, screw planning!
And they all start to move fast as well. And then Crollo goes,
We're being followed.
Since when? Uh-oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Darn. Where's the chain, dude? Ahead or behind?
and Nobunaga takes his sword out of the cloth because he has like this wooden sword scabbard. It's a wood sword scabbard, like the kind that Fujitora would use or Zatoichi would use. But he takes his out, and he's already preparing his en.
Crollo! Nobunaga, Pakunoda, Cortopi, go on ahead.
Got it. And then it shows Kurapika and Gon. As they notice that Crollo, Shizuku, and Machi immediately spin around to face them. And both Gon and Kurapika leap out of the way. And then Crollo and company are just left standing there. Oh, they leapt out of the way before they could notice them.
Did you see them?
Just their shadows. One's behind the trash can.
One's in the alley. Okay. Keep careful watch.
You know what's so scary? The fact that they know exactly where they're hiding! Despite them hiding, they can tell that's where they are! Because Gon is behind the trash can, and Kurapika's behind in the alley. That's such a scary thing. Oh, you thought you moved fast enough? They noticed. They could tell. That is so scary.
Keep careful watch. Got it.
And they're both using Zetsu. They're both using Zetsu in order to focus and pay attention to where they are. Because while people are walking through on the sidewalk, they're keeping an eye just in case Gon and Kurapika move.
Come, spiders. I'm ready for you.
And Kurapika starts to get his chains ready. And Gon is all like,
Kurapika, no! There are 3 of them and they know you're coming. There's no way you can beat them.
and Gon is just looking at Kurapika. But someone else looks like they're walking up behind him.
I'll have to take my chance. I'll have to take my chances.
And he jumps out, and he's face to face with the Phantom Troop. Gon is.
Gon?
I'm sorry. We'll stop going after you.
And then Gon's in front of him.
You again?
And this is Machi.
Is he the kid you told me about?
There's another one. Come out.
And the person who was there is actually Killua. The one coming up behind Kurapika is actually Killua.
What do you want? The Mafia's reward has been canceled.
What? Really? Why?
And then it's still raining. Mind you, Crollo and Shizuku are left unmoving as they are staring down Killua. And Machi's looking. And Gon and Killua look nervous. And then Crollo gets on his phone. Oh, wait.
What do we do? Seize them.
And then Crollo gets on his phone.
Finks, it's me. Come to the Bay Tackle Hotel.
Shouldn't we get rid
of them here? No, I'll trust your hunch. They might be connected to the chain dude.
Don't trust it that much. Don't trust it that much.
And then Gon is looking kind of nervous, and then he goes,
Can I ask you something? How can you kill people who have nothing to do with you?
and then Crollo just stares at Gon with an overly detailed and very serious. He just stares at him like.
You have a lot of hostility for someone who surrendered. I don't know. It might be because they have nothing to do with me. It might be because they have nothing to do with me. When I'm asked like that, it's hard to answer. I don't much like to talk about my motives. But surprisingly, or rather, as I expected, the reason is the key to understanding myself.
And then Gon is looking confused, and Killua is all like,
What's with him?
We'll go to the hotel and wait for the others. If they try to escape, kill them.
Got it.
and Machi's the one watching after Killua and Gon. Then it cuts to Melody and Kurapika as she's caught up with him.
This is as close as we can get, or we'll show up on their radar. Now that they have their guard up. And use Zetsu. Okay?
Darn!
Don't lose patience, Kurapika.
I know.
No, you don't. Your reckless chase put those two in danger.
But she's looking at Kurapika, whose eyes have gone from the regular black color we've seen into the crimson we all know.
Do you know why they let themselves get caught? If the troop gets you now, there will be no one to stop them.
I'm sorry.
And then Melody kind of smiles and lets out a sigh of relief.
Everyone lets down his guard sometimes. We'll just have to wait it out.
Right.
Squalla! It wasn't Kala. It was Squalla. His name is Squalla.
What about Squalla?
He's not picking up. He must have left his cell at the hotel.
And then we cut to Squalla. This is it.
He's not the chain dude.
No, he was on the list. Get out of the car.
Because Kortopi, Pakunoda, and Nobunaga have surrounded Squalla's car.
I have some amount of skill. I've been through my share of carnage. People who have been through that gain a sixth sense. And it's telling me that today is the day I die.
And that's the end of chapter 111, as Squalla gets out the car and the dogs follow him. That's the end of chapter 111. Onwards to chapter 112. Almost done. Chapter 112, September 4th, part 11. And Squalla's out in the rain, surrounded by the 3 members of the Phantom Troop.
If you even move, I'll kill you.
And Pakunoda is immediately behind Squalla.
I'm going to ask you some questions. Answer them truthfully.
September 4th, part 11. September 4th, part 11. You guys already know what the number is, so I don't need to say the chapter number again when it puts it on another page. September 4th, part 11. Squalla, manipulator. He takes complete care of his dogs in exchange for their services. They can work as guard dogs, run errands, or go on spying missions. They can even carry out complex conversations using their barks, much like Morse code. Now I understand why the dog was able to open up a lock and push over a cart of food inside of the hotel room.
Manipulators.
One of your associates uses chains. Where is he now?
What are you talking about? Who are you? Do you know that Mr. Nostrade is my... Gah! And Pakunoda starts putting the pressure on Squalla.
Answer the question, or your left arm is next.
I told you to keep still. You'll answer the questions and that's all.
And Squalla's arm is now officially broken.
What did you do with Uvogin? He's the big guy you kidnapped.
Huh? He got away. That's the last I saw of him.
Where are your friends?
They already left. I was about to go home too.
You shouldn't lie.
That's the truth. Why would I be lying? I said I don't know. Oh, wait.
I'll ask you again. Where is the man with the chains?
I said I don't know. I don't know anyone like that.
Last question. Is there anyone you love?
If there were, I wouldn't be in this business.
Is her last name Eliza? She's very pretty.
Mind you, Eliza is his girl that we saw 2 chapters ago.
Is Eliza her name? She's very pretty.
And then Squalla's eyes get wide, he starts sweating, and his eyes get veiny as he goes, "If any of you so much as lay a finger on Eliza!" And before he can finish that sentence, Nobunaga cuts his head off. Cut him so quickly that even the bottom half of his hair is just still airborne as his head goes flying off. And Squalla's head is looking confused.
I told you not to move. Twice.
And Squalla's dead. Squalla's dead.
Did you get the information?
And there are numerous other people in traffic right now, and they just witnessed a man get beheaded. Crap!
He cut off his head!
Call the cops!
Did you get the information?
Of course. It's too much trouble to tell you, so I'll shoot the memories into you.
Shoot.
With this. Memory bombs.
And Pakunoda creates bullets in her hands.
Oh.
Ready? Or are you scared?
Just do it. We're old friends.
And then both Kortopi and Nobunaga get hit with the memory bullets.
Whoa! Now they're shooting each other!
What are they thinking? And then the memories enter into Nobunaga's head, and he sees Kurapika.
It makes no difference. How convenient. So that's what you'd look like, Kurapika. I'll remember your name and face until I kill you!
And the people who were looking at them, or the civilians who were looking at them, was all like, they're still alive! Was that a... Hold on. Was that a stunt for a movie?
What's going on?
We found Squala. He didn't know about Uvo. We did learn the chain dude's name and what he looks like, but nothing about his ability.
And Nobunaga's in front, already ready to go fight. And then we have Crollo.
All right. We'll be waiting in the Bay Tackle lobby. Looks like they found out who the chain dude is. That just leaves 3 more. Let's go.
And Gon and Killua are there listening to this conversation.
I already told Kurapika the plan. It's possible to pull it off in a hotel lobby, and I know he can do it, but we didn't decide on when. And he doesn't know where we're going. I have to let him know, or they can't even get ready. There has to be a way.
And then Killua's kind of quiet.
Melody would have heard that phone call, which means that Kurapika knows where we're going. I can think of a plan that would work in the hotel. The perfect way to blind them. Will the others think of it in time to prepare? But that still leaves the problem of when to pull it off. All of us have to know that in advance, or it won't work. A second's delay would be fatal. We need our signal to be totally synchronized. I have to let them know somehow, or we'll lose this chance and end up dead. We have to let them know when!
And then they get to the Bay Tackle Hotel.
Let's wait here.
And people are just chilling out and people are whistling. Hold on, I'll be right back. I think food has been prepared. I'll be right back. Denim really doesn't like it when you leave the room. But we have Crollo and Shizuku and Machi, and they're all waiting. And Machi has both Gon and Killua.
They're on their guard. They'll be suspicious of anyone who comes in after us. I just hope they're here already. Melody, can you hear me? Give us a signal. If you can hear me, give us a signal. Melody, please give us a signal.
And then Gon is thinking,
I have to do something.
We're doomed, but this is the only way. Melody.
what time do you think it is? And then Crollo looks over and someone just flops their paper down, and it's Leorio.
Leorio?
It's the Bay Tackle Hotel, you idiot, not Bay Loke. How the heck did you get it wrong? Huh? And because Crollo's looking at him because Leorio's making a scene, what are you looking at? Want a piece of me, do ya?
Get rid of him?
Ignore him.
Look away!
Hey, this isn't a show, people! What? I wasn't talking to you. Jeez, I'll never stay in the black with peons like you. You think I'll just close my eyes whenever you screw up? Listen, you better get to the hotel by 7 o'clock sharp. If you're even 1 second late, you're fired. Got that?
Kurapika knew! The plan is on. We're going to use the cover of darkness.
And then Leorio goes back. Leorio goes back to reading his paper because he was able to relay this information. And then we get Killua, who basically just apparently dislocates his wrist.
I'll dislocate my joints and slip out of the restraints. It'll take all of 0.7 seconds to attack. We can do this! It'll take them a few seconds to get used to the darkness when the power goes out.
And then we get a radio going.
It's time for the last song in this week's 2-hour listener request show. This one's a request from Chon Chon in York New. Here's Moonchild.
And then it just counts down 5 more minutes until 7 o'clock. And that's the end of chapter 112. Onwards to chapter 113. We're almost done. Chapter 113, September 4th, part 12. And I believe 3 minutes have passed, so now I'm gonna go and grab my food, calm back up, and then we'll continue. This time, because I don't want to get too into this and then I actually have to step away. So before we start, I'm gonna do that. Hold on. So that way we can get through these last couple of chapters, and then I can enjoy all of my food. Chapter 113, September 4th, part 12. Lightning crashes, and we're outside the hotel, and the time is still ticking away.
3 more minutes.
And then it shows Pakunoda and Nobunaga, who have finally made it to the hotel. And then Shizuku going,
There they are.
and Karapika and Gon are looking. Huh? You guys got caught again? I get it. You changed your minds and want to join us.
We didn't know the bounties on your heads had been canceled.
So you failed at tailing again. You never learn. But this must be fate. We're meant to be.
And Killua keeps looking at the clock.
2 more minutes.
Come on, let's be friends.
No way. We were only chasing you because of the reward. To be honest, we wish we didn't have to look at your faces.
And then Gon is thinking,
Good one. Now it won't seem weird to close our eyes. Me too.
and then both Gon and Killua shut their eyes so that way they don't have to worry about being adjusted to the dark.
Heh. What do you think? A piece of work, right? Brazen impudence, just like Uvo. They're fearless because they're kid.
Oh wait, Machi going,
They're fearless because they're kids.
So, what's the chain dude like? Before we get to that, Paku, check them again.
and mind you, both Gon and Killua have closed their eyes, and they start sweating. And Paku goes,
Sure. What shall I ask?
and he goes,
What are you hiding? How's that?
and Killua's heart starts beating.
Good question. It gets right to the point and covers lots of memories at once. We're so close. We just need a little more time.
And then Paku gets close to Killua.
And that was Moonchild. We're down to our last minute, dear listeners.
1 minute. I have to stall.
And then when Paku gets close, Killua goes,
It's no use. You extract our memories by touching us, right? We have nothing to hide. Even if we did,
and it cuts to Killua's face being grabbed by her as the radio continues.
This week's letter is from I Love Cleo. Aw, thanks.
Oh wait, it's a lady.
This week's letter is from I Love Cleo. Aw, thanks.
Kind of reminds me of Nora from the Nightwave of Warframe a little bit, which reminds me I need to get back into that. But Killua goes,
We have nothing to hide. Even if we did, Gah!
We'd find out what it was. Be quiet.
And even if you did, we'd stop you with something else. Heh, my thoughts exactly.
Hi Cleo, I enjoy your show every week. How old are you? What are your hobbies? Oh, okay, so we got a creeper on the radio. And Leorio's getting upset because he sees Paku holding up both Gon and Killua by their faces off of the ground.
That's where you're wrong. I extract the memories that are beneath your consciousness. I don't read your surface thoughts. What's this, the dating game? I'm 24 and everyone tells me I look like Holga the model. My questions stimulate your memories. They're brought to the surface the way a stone thrown into a pond stirs up sediment. They are the original unprocessed memories, and I scoop them out.
But my hobby is lying, so take that with a grain of salt. Tune in again next week.
They're impossible to falsify.
At the tone, the time will be 7 o'clock.
Here it comes.
And then Killua breaks both of his wrists. And then it hits 7 o'clock.
It's time for the question.
Boom, 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 boom.
What are you hiding?
And then something comes to Paku's realization as that final beep happens, and then everything goes dark.
I can see, and they can't.
And this is Killua. And he takes both his hands out of his restraints and then immediately brings it onto Paku's arm and basically breaks her arm. And she can't see it, but she's confused though. And then all of a sudden, Gon comes in and kicks her directly in the face.
The one on the right got loose.
And mind you, Machi can't see either.
I can't see, so this is what they were plotting.
But Machi gets kicked to the side by Killua. And she gets tossed.
I won't let this one go.
And it turns out that she put a Nen thread directly on Gon as he gets yanked away along with Machi.
Gon!
And Nobunaga can't see either.
I can't see. Well then.
Darn! To sever the thread, I'll have to kill her!
And Killua goes in for a kill strike. Mind you, we don't see his nails. But he goes in and punches directly into Machi. But he stops because he can't get his hand out of the indention that he made.
I can't get my hand out! Did she trap it with her muscles?
Gotcha. Now I won't need to see. The darkness won't hide all that bloodlust. Besides, you should aim for the neck, though I blocked you anyway.
And then Gon goes,
Killua!
but internally, not to give away his position. But all of a sudden, while he's airborne and he goes for Machi, he sees that all of a sudden Nobunaga can sense where he is.
Even if I can't see, I can still tell where you are.
We failed!
And Nobunaga has Gon by his legs.
Too bad. Good idea, though.
And then a knife comes flying in. But Nobunaga moves out of the way and dodges it.
It came from the door. A parting shot.
So the guy with the radio was in on it too. He's probably gone by now.
I bet he threw it. Well, these guys are all we need. Our eyes will adjust soon.
Yeah, I can. Huh?
And then there's a flash.
Where's Crollo?
Because Crollo is not there. And that's the end of chapter 113. Onwards to chapter 114. Hold on, let me double check. Is it chapter 115 that's the end of this volume? Yeah, it is chapter 115. All right, so we just got 114 and then 115. Chapter 114, September 4th, part 13. And there's a flash from the lightning, but Crollo is nowhere to be seen.
Crollo's gone?
And then it just shows the faces of Crollo and Kurapika in the title screen again. And Nobunaga's looking at the knife in the wall.
Shizuku, take him.
Sure.
Paku, you okay? My left arm and a molar are broken. I'm fine otherwise. I broke some ribs. We misjudged them.
And then he takes the knife out of the wall because apparently he has a note attached.
Anyway, you won't believe this. These kids are... Hold on.
And it cuts to, as the light starts to subside from the flash, Nobunaga has a light in front of him to look at the letter as Paku's looking at him.
Paku Noda. It's for you.
And she looks at the note, and the note says, "Speak of their memories," and he dies. And then the note itself got infused with N, as we see Krollo just bound in chains, and the mere thought pops up in Paku's head. "What's going on? When's the power coming back? Hey, where'd you go?"
It was the receptionist. The one person we weren't watching. From that distance, the chains would have taken at least 0.2 to 0.3 seconds. Krollo could have easily evaded them. But the sudden darkness slowed Krollo's reaction by a split second. The kids were ready for it. This was carefully planned. That said, all I got from the kids about their plan were vague snippets like blackout and 7 o'clock, which makes me think this wasn't fully planned out ahead of time. This would make sense. We only decided to come to the Baytackle Hotel an hour ago. I didn't know when they found that out, but there's no way they could have prepared a detailed plan in that time. And another strange thing, these two knew about the chain dude, so why didn't I know that when I checked the kids before? It must be because the chain dude has been hiding his ability until now, even from his friends.
There's a lot of talking here.
From all this, I can conclude that Kurapika is intelligent, quick-witted, secretive, and above all, cold-blooded. This isn't an empty threat. He left this message, sacrificing a few precious seconds because he means it. He has a colleague named Melody. By listening to the beat of someone's heart, she can tell what he's feeling. She's the reason why he could leave this message. He has a way of knowing if I tell the others his secret. That's why he left his message. He means what he wrote. If I tell them what I know, he will kill Krollo, even if it means letting his friends die. But that also means the kids are valuable as hostages. We still have a chance to get Krollo back, but...
Paku. And he breaks Paku out of her trance because she's stuck here.
Don't say a word. Got it? Machi, focus on the threads. I'll take him. Since they left a message, they'll contact us again. These two are our hostages. We keep them.
Kurapika did it!
I want to go after them, but we can't let the kids escape, and it's too risky to split up. We'll wait for the others to show.
Okay. They must be in a car.
They must be in a car. They won't get far in this traffic.
And Paku is in a state where she can't say anything.
Together, we are the spider.
Together, we are the spider.
Oh, and we go back in time.
I'm its head, and you're the legs. The legs do what the head says. But there will be times when the legs are more important than the head. If I die, someone else will take over. My orders are of the utmost priority.
Is that Krollo?
My life is not. Be sure to make the right decision. I'm only a part of the spider. What's important is the survival of the whole, not the individual. Never forget this.
And Paku is thinking back on this as we have a flashback of when Krollo was speaking to the members of the Phantom Troop all the way back then.
What about this situation? I now know the chain dude's ability and his weakness. If I told everyone, we could defeat the chain dude easily. But that makes Krollo's death more likely. It's just like it was with Uvo. Will Krollo have to die for our sake? I wonder what Krollo's fortune said. He said he had read it before he stole the ability.
Then another lightning flash happens and she realizes something. On a day dark and poorly lit, a simple choice, betrayal or pride. In a cramped room you must face it, for the Reaper lingers at your side.
Is it betrayal to talk, or to keep silent? So these kids are the Reaper.
I had to double check. I was getting like this little turn wheel. I had to make sure that nothing happened to OBS.
So these kids are the Reaper. What's important is the survival of the whole. So is the cramped room inside my own head? Is that it? No, it's still Saturday. That part of the poem is for next week. At least I won't have to make the choice today. Should I tell them or keep them silent? Which is more important? What would you do, Crollo?
And then Machi pipes up.
Paku! Don't think about it. You just keep quiet.
And then Paku has a slight smile.
She's right. Crollo, we still need you.
Finks, hurry. Crollo's been taken.
The lights are back.
Even if that means... Crollo, we still need you. Even if that means betraying the spiders.
And then another flash happens as it cuts to Kurapika, who actually took on the appearance of the receptionist, and is in a car with Leorio and Melody, having already enchained Crollo. And it's silent until Kurapika speaks up.
We'll be fine. Some of them were hurt, so they won't be able to chase us until their backup arrives. What are you looking at?
And then Crollo speaks up.
Nothing. I didn't think the chain dude would be a woman. Did I say I was? Don't be misled by my looks. And watch what you say. They could be your last words. You can't kill me. You left your precious friends behind. I'm not in the mood for your stupid threats.
Hey, Kurapika, take it easy.
This wasn't even in my fortune. That means it wasn't worth mentioning. This situation is insignificant.
You coward!
Kurapika!
If you kill him, I'll kill you.
And that's the end of chapter 114. Crollo has been taken by Kurapika. But Kurapika's nonchalance is already riling up Kurapika. Chapter 115, and the last chapter for this volume. Then I'll call it a session, and then I'm going to eat my food, which is still very much hot. I'm so glad I put all of these napkins on top. Chapter 115, September 4th, Part 14. And Finks and company walk in. Finks, Shalnark, and Phaeton. And then Shizuku's the one who greets him.
Hey,
What's up?
there was a blackout.
And Crollo was kidnapped. Here's the message from the chain dude. Speak of their memories, and he dies.
Why you not chase them?
Machi and Paku got hurt.
So?
He has pro hunters on his side. These kids are on par with them too.
We are pro.
So?
Reread the message. We can trade them for Crollo. He can't escape on his own. He's probably being held by chains that even Uvo couldn't break. Probably. Like we said, there was a blackout. He was gone by the time we could see. We can't afford to lose the kids. Jeez, isn't it obvious?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are psychic.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. We are psychic.
Come on, we'll go over this later.
We need a plan.
And this is Shalnark.
Let's stay as a group. We'll treat the injured while we go after Crollo.
What's up with this hotel? I'm sorry, sir. We're looking into it.
Are the police here yet? And why would anyone turn off the power? If we can find their car...
Gotcha.
It's Crollo's cell. Hello?
And then we have Killua's brother just chilling, eating some food at a ramen noodle shop. What should I have for dinner? Mind you, there are many emptied casings of food around him. Many empty things of food around him. And he's talking like, what should I have for dinner? But this bro just had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things of food. And he's all like, what's for dinner? But back to Kurapika.
I'm going to give you 3 instructions.
Are you the chain dude?
You'll do as I say or your leader will die. 1. Don't come after us. 2. Don't harm the hostages. 3. Put Pakunoda on the phone.
Before I do, I want to ask about the second one. The hostages broke some bones before we got here.
Then there will be no negotiations.
And Kurapika just hung up the phone. And then he calls back.
What is it?
Sorry I made that up. They're fine.
This is your only warning. No cheap tricks. Give the phone to Pakunoda.
Take him. Baku, this guy can't take a joke.
And while Killua gets handed off, both Nobunaga and Paku just bash Finks over the head like, "You idiot!" And then Finks goes,
Ow! What was that for? You idiots! This is Krollo's life we're talking about! I didn't think he'd hang up.
even Machi's upset by him.
Aren't you mad that he's calling the shots? We could have gotten back at him.
Think it through first.
I was just trying to help. Die!
And then Pakunoda, still upset, is on the phone now.
Hello? You alone will hear this call. Step away from the group.
And Phaeton's looking. And even though Phaeton was preparing to listen in on the call, she tells him no, and she goes off by herself. Paku goes off by herself.
Okay, I'm alone. Have you met Squalla? Yes. Then you know about Melody? Yes. You cannot lie. Here are your instructions. I forbid any further communication with the others. No talking, gesturing, writing messages, or making eye contact. Come alone to the location I give you. If there's a change in your pulse, I'll kill the hostage. Got that? Hand the phone to someone else, and not the one who answered.
And Paku gives the phone to Nobunaga instead, with Finks being offended by that.
Hello?
Pakunoda will leave alone. The rest of you will go back to your hideout. All 10 of you must stay in one place. Give this phone to Pakunoda and get another cell phone. We will call you when we need to. If even one of you is missing, the hostage will die.
Fine.
Put Pakunoda on.
Paku.
Hello? I'll give you the location. Again, come alone. Go to Lingen Airport. Get here by 8 o'clock.
And then Paku immediately leaves.
Paku?
And then Paku leaves.
Wait!
And before the rest of the troop can go after Paku, they stop and look at him.
The chain dude said to return to the hideout. We let Paku go alone. Yeah, he said not to go after him. So? Don't you get it yet? If we defy him and go after Paku, Krollo will die! You idiot. Then we kill the chain dude and that'll be the end of it.
And then Naga's all like, "Arr?"
Krollo would agree. The spiders are the priority. Your way of thinking, Nobunaga, is an insult to the spiders.
I'm not joking around like before. We have to go after Pakunoda.
And this is Finks. Then we get Shalnark.
Yeah, there's no point in letting her go alone. If we keep doing what he says, the fortunes will end up coming true. I'm with Nobunaga. We should do what he says for now.
Me too.
For now? Until when? Until we lose half our legs? What do you think, Shizuku?
We flip a coin, right?
That's if we're divided about our mission. This is clearly beyond the mission.
I'd go with Nobunaga. I don't want Krollo to die yet, or Paku either. Paku feels the same. That's why she left without a word.
I don't believe this. It's like talking to a wall. I'd like to kill you right now, but we have to go after Pakunoda.
And then Nobunaga readies his sword and goes,
Stop. Not another step.
and then Fink starts charging Aura.
Oh, try me.
Then he's looking at Nobunaga, who then starts to slump and falls face first into the ground because Shizuku knocked him out.
No real fighting.
I thought you agreed with him. You hit him from behind?
In my heart, yeah, but the rules are absolute. Breaking the rules means rejecting the spiders and Crollo too. That I never want to do.
And then it cuts to Machi. And then the phone is ringing again, and it's Shalnark's phone.
It's Crollo. That was fast.
I'll answer it. Hello?
Put the hostages on the phone.
Brat.
Are they all there?
For now.
Because Karapika is speaking to Killua.
For now, but they were arguing about going after Pakunoda.
Hello?
I'll tell you one thing. Pakunoda did what I said because we have someone who can see through your lies. I don't care what you do. It'll just mean your leader will die. Be back at your hideout in half an hour.
And then he hangs up on Finks again. And Finks is getting bothered by this.
I guess we can't go after them.
Darn it! Then we cut back to the hideout.
They're coming back. All 10 of us have
to be here or Crollo dies. He's using the hostages to get updates.
He's smart. And tough.
And then Hisoka is on the phone as well.
This is my chance to fight Crollo, but he'll die if I leave. This choice could be a hard one. So, I'll need some help.
And then someone texts him back.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
So, I'll need some help.
And then someone is receiving Hisoka's messages. And this person goes,
Okay. I've known you a little longer than Crollo, but it'll cost you.
and that's the end of it. That's the end of the volume. We did it. We finally did it, ladies and gentlemen. Food still hot. Hallelujah. Still piping hot. But at the end of volume 12, we have the results are in the Hunter x Hunter character poll. Volume 2. So, in first place, we have Killua. Second place, we have Karapika. Third place, we have Gon. Fourth place, we have Crollo. Fifth place, we have Hisoka. Sixth place, we have Leorio. Seventh place, we have Machi. Eighth place, we have Illumi. Ninth place, we have Zeno. And in 10th place, we have Phaeton. A note from Yoshihiro Togashi. Thank you all for voting. I wasn't expecting the troop members to be so popular. I'll make sure the battles are more exciting. And of course, they have little character notes as well, but just going over the characters who actually won is more than enough. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We made it to the end of Volume 12 of Hunter x Hunter. Despite the moments where I had to step away, don't worry, I'll cut them out in post. I just want to say how appreciative I am for every single one of you for tuning into today's session of Hunter x Hunter. I still got a busy day for myself, so I'm going to eat my food, do what I got to do, possibly check out what happened with the Borderlands 4 update and see where things go from there. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Alan Wake, because I got to clear that game out before this month is over. But to Sonic the Hedgehog, Kitty, everyone, High Dragon, every single person who showed up here today, I just want to say, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Even consider checking out my Patreon, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples!